and gentlemen, and welcome to the final episode of So How Was Uni for Semester 1 2018, my first semester of physiotherapy. Today was my last exam. Yes! It is all done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. It's finished, it's over. Semester 1 complete. All we've got next week is 2 days of clinical sim, and that I assume is going in and running case scenarios, which is going to be really fun. I think it'll give us some good preparation for when we go out on our placements towards the end of the year. Okay, so let's have a little bit of a conversation about how it went with my study period and my exams. During this study period, David has been away in Europe. He's on holidays, he's living his life, he's enjoying it, he's having a great time. So I've had the whole house to myself and pretty much been able to focus on my studies 24/7 without any interruptions, which was really, I feel like I would have put in probably about the same amount of effort, to be honest. I don't think it's made a difference whether he's been here or not, because usually during the day he wouldn't have been here because he would have been at work, and in the evening, did I really do that much study? Sure, maybe I would have gotten maybe like 2 extra hours out of the evening, but yeah, I was really focused and I really wanted to do well for these exams, and I feel like I have. Fingers crossed. I set out a full schedule for myself to follow for the 3 weeks, and it was blocked out. It was broken up into 30-minute blocks, and as you can see here, it was pretty extensive. I've pretty much prescribed exactly what I'll be doing at every minute of my day, which I felt was really helpful. Once I stuck to that plan that I made for myself, I was able to accomplish so much study. I was able to get so much done, and I felt like I was really prepared going into the exams. I did notice towards the end there that I stopped adhering to the study times, and then that sort of threw me off whack. So I definitely was like, oh, I can see something's up here. I'm not sticking to my study schedule. I need to get back on track. And then I was able to pick myself up and refocus and get myself back into the study habit, which was great, and that really helped me and prepared me for my final exam, which was today. The first exam we had was an oral appraisal where we had to come up with a treatment plan for these 2 case studies we got. One was medial tibial stress syndrome and the other one was pronator teres syndrome. I presented the pronator teres syndrome. What happens is you've got a nerve running down your arm, it's called the median nerve, and it travels between the 2 heads of this muscle here on your forearm, which helps turn your hand over. That's called pronator teres, because that movement is called pronation. This woman had a little bit of compression of the nerve at that side and was getting like some strange sensation in her fingers, particularly these fingers, a bit of tingling, a little bit of numbness, a little bit of pain up here, and I had to come up with a treatment plan for that, and I feel like I did pretty well. Like, pronator teres syndrome is a very rare condition that people can get, and there's not a lot of research evidence out there in terms of what is beneficial treatment for them. So again, I was going off recommendations from other physiotherapists, what they found beneficial for treatment, and I was also going off the pathophysiology of the condition, which had a lot to do with inflammation and swelling, and trying to calm all of that down so that she could regain the sensation in her fingers. I presented it. I think I presented it all right. There was a rocky start there because, you know, of course you go into the exam, you've never done it before, you feel nervous, but once I got into the role of it, it was good. I got a nice good explanation out. It can always improve, I can always make my communication better, but I feel like I portrayed some confidence in presenting my treatment plan and my rationale and what outcome measures I would use. I was feeling pretty positive about that exam when I finished. No doubts in my mind that I passed. I was like, yep, that's excellent. I did well in that exam. The exam the next day was for clinical assessment. We were going to be given a case study and we had to come up with some impairments based off the clinical assessments we did. We had to know a whole bunch of clinical assessments. We had to know everything we'd been taught. The first thing they wanted to see was whether you structured your assessment in a logical way and in a way that would be most comfortable for the patient, because in reality this patient's going to be in pain. They're not going to want to move around back and forth all the time and move all their muscles around and do all these tests, because you're going to be making the pain worse. They also wanted to see whether you could do the techniques properly and see what the results from these tests were leading you to believe was wrong with the patient. I went in, I did my tests. I feel like I did it in a logical manner. There were a few tests that I couldn't run because I didn't want to put the person on their weak side. things of that nature. I explained why I was doing the test. I made sure I got consent, made sure everything was safe. But the only big thing that I missed in that exam is that I did not drape the patient. Draping is important because it helps the patient feel comfortable when you're working in like sensitive areas, especially around the hips and the legs. If you're a lady, sometimes the upper chest area can be sensitive. You don't want people prodding and poking around there. And I forgot to drape the legs, and unfortunately that's just something that happened. But we got an email on the Monday saying that everyone passed that exam. So I know I passed that exam, and I feel like I did pretty well. A few confidence issues there, a few, you know, the nerves caused me to doubt what I was doing, and I feel like that came across too much. So I definitely need to work on my confidence. That's like the key thing. The final exam we had today, it was a core practice exam, so it was more about treatment techniques, what you would do and your rationale behind what treatments you would give someone, and they actually wanted to see you do it with the patient, see how you interacted with the patient, see how you talked, how you got feedback, how you adapted your treatments based on what they were telling you. I got a case study. I practiced so many case studies. I had gone over everything we had studied in class, master classes, workshops, textbook, you name it. I was there, I was reading about it, I was studying it, I was practicing the techniques. I got in there, and it was one case study that I had not even considered, and it was one that we had actually gone over in class, and I did not know what to do. I got in there, I was like, crap, what do I do? So I just started writing down, okay, well, education is key. Let's talk about how you would educate the patient. And I sort of wrote out a little speech, little points that I wanted to make sure I mentioned when I was talking about that. And I was like, okay, what else is there? I had a look at the case study, and they said that the knee extension was painful when it was resisted. So when you're pushing against the knee and asking them to lift it up, that hurt them. And I was like, okay, well, what does that? Your vastus muscle, your rectus fem. I know rectus fem is not injured. I can do a little bit of massage on rectus fem and see if I can decrease that pain. So those were the two treatments I did for that, and now I'm doubting myself because I realized halfway through it as I was being the patient that I could have done laser therapy on them. But I didn't do that, and I feel like that would have been way safer than actually getting in there and massaging the leg. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I just, when you're under pressure, that's what I went to, so. And then I looked up on Physiopedia, which is like this little, like a wiki of like all these physiotherapy things, like tests, outcome measures, treatments, injuries, things of that nature that physiotherapists deal with. And it did say soft tissue massage on there, so I was like, okay, maybe it's alright. I'm hoping I passed. Oh my gosh. Everyone else who was with other examiners asked if they passed at the end of their exam, and they all got an answer saying yes. And I was like, why didn't I ask? Why didn't I see if I passed, so that way I wouldn't be in this situation of limbo right now, doubting myself and knowing whether I passed or not. I'm trying to be positive, I'm trying to say that I passed, but I don't want to be surprised if I fail. I want to be prepared for that situation so that if I do fail, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go back in, I'm ready to show my stuff, I'm ready to wow them, I'm ready to be like, look, you guys shouldn't have failed me, that was a mistake, look how good I am. But it's been a roller coaster of a ride, ladies and gentlemen. It's been, I can't even remember, 17 weeks? I don't know. It's a long haul, and it's only going to get longer and harder from here, which is, hopefully we get an email. You know, ideally, I'd like to get an email by this afternoon saying, hey, don't worry about it, no one failed, or something like that. Or saying, hey, you failed your exam, you're going to have to come back in and supplementary, and I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. I just want to know as soon as possible. I just want to pass. I just want to pass. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to relax. I'm just not going to think about it for the next 3 days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's just going to be out of my brain. And then hopefully on Monday we'll find out. But I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed this whole experience. It's been really fun. I can see that physiotherapy is something that I want to do. Yes, I might have times where I doubt myself. But like when I was practicing with my friends and we were going over it, when we were like helping each other study, I was like, nah, man, I can totally see myself doing this. This is something I can 100% do. Don't doubt yourself and don't doubt the choice that you've made. This is where you should be. So that's good. If anything, I can take that away from this situation. If I have to repeat, I have to repeat. It just means that I didn't learn the lessons I should have learned. Anyway, I think I've talked a lot right now. I want to say thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. We will be coming back here for next semester and for clinical placement and next year as well. So I just want to say thank you for all of your love and all of your support and all of your kind comments and all of your advice and all of your help on my assignments. It has been absolutely amazing. You guys are the best. Seriously, thank you so much. Alright, that's going to be it from me for Sir Howard's Uni for a few weeks. And I'll see you back here for semester 2. Yeah! Alright, thanks again. See you later. Peace out.